Welcome to Center Heist Productions. Please hit the like or subscribe down below in your right hand corner. Muchly appreciate that. And thank you to my followers. And please share it with your friends and family. And if you're in chats, just share it as well. If you come across the channel, please subscribe and hit the like. You'd be doing me a huge favor as we're growing. Been 2 years now. We're growing a good, strong Habs channel that sticks with has a good community and also sticks to the integrity of the game and in the reviews, and we kind of stay clear clickbait and basically rumor mill for the most part. Sometimes you have to address it when it gets carried away. Anyway, this is a quick one. Caps were in Montreal last night, and as we know, final score was 4-2 for the Washington Capitals, and that's without Ovechkin. So this speaks volumes. Now we'll give you the stats first, and we'll go from there. All right, first period. 2 goals for Montreal. Things looked great in the first period. Second period, you seen the Caps starting to come on. They got a goal, no goals for the Habs, so it was 2-1 going into the third. And then the explosion from the Capitals with 3 goals, 4-2. We let this thing slip away. However, Thompson, Team Canada might want to rethink this. He looked pretty outstanding. The amount of breakaways, and I'd have to say those missed opportunities, I honestly have to think. I think we easily could have won this game. I think we let it slip away and just missed opportunities, really. But he played an exceptional game. Tom Wilson, and there's another guy. It almost felt like Tom Wilson, Thompson, and Strome, and one defenseman, I forget his name, but this seemed like it was always they were the main runners of the game. So Tom Wilson scored twice in the third period with a swollen up jaw after you got a puck in the face early in the game. Uh, and scored twice in the third period to rally the Washington Capitals to beat the Montreal Canadiens 4-2 Saturday night. Pierre-Luc Dubois and Dylan Strome also scored to help the Capitals come back from a 2-0 deficit. Uh, Lasky Protas had 2 assists, and Logan Thompson finished with 22 saves. And that doesn't sound like much, but if you've seen the game, he played well, and especially with the breakaways on him, unbelievable. So now they're leading into Metropolitan, get their 9th straight road win with to extend their point streak to 6-0-1. Alex Newhook and Cole Caulfield scored 5 minutes apart in the first period for Montreal, who had won 2 straight games. Sam Montembeault finished with 31 saves. So here we go. No doubt, Tom Wilson with the swollen up, busted up face, he was a huge difference in this game. So yeah, first star, 2 goals, +2. And like I say, Thompson looked great against, even though there wasn't a boatload of shots. He's still on the shots. There were some quality opportunities, and he looked sharp. Second star with 2 goals against. I don't know how Pierre-Luc Dubois got third star. I've seen a couple players that played much better for the Caps than him. Why they picked him, probably who knows. Probably because he's French. 1 goal, 1 assist, +2. All right, so here's the scoring summary. 11:09, Alex Newhook gets 1, assisted by Cole Caulfield and Lane Hudson. And at 16 minutes, Cole Caulfield gets 1, nice setup by Nick Suzuki. Now, uh, Newhook did carry the puck in and get things started to set up, but it was Nick Suzuki picking the puck back up and resetting the play. All right, then we go to the second period where Pierre-Luc Dubois gets 1 at 33 seconds. It didn't take them long into the second, assisted by Carlson and Radish. Third period, it was Tom Wilson, assisted by Protas, and Matt Watt, 7:10. And then we had Tom Wilson again, assisted by Pierre-Luc Dubois and Protas. And then we had 13:49 Strome. You knew Strome was going to score. He was playing it good. And Chikrin, he was all over that was the defenseman I was talking about. His name was all over this game quite a bit. And he gets the assist at 13:49 with their game, with the basically the game winner there. Or actually, no, the Shorn's goal, sorry, assisted by Chickram Connor McMichael on the power play. So, final shots 35 to 24 in favor of the Caps. Hits 28 to 23. I don't know who does these numbers in the analytics with that didn't look like we hit to that degree, out hit the Caps, but that's what I don't know who's responsible for it, but I think there's a lot of bad calculations being given in these games. All right, face-offs 26 to 25 in favor of the Caps, so it was fairly close. Caps capitalized on one power play, 1 out of 3. Montreal blew their power play 0 for 2. Penalties 6 to 4 for Montreal, giveaways 12 apiece, takeaways 6 to 3 for the Habs, block shots 17-16 for the Habs. Um, this game, thank God we managed to, it's funny, we keep Lars Eller quiet, which is shocking, but and Carlson had a big game too for them. But we fail in other areas. Like it marvels me. I mean, it wasn't that bad of a game. We had a good first period. Then you started seeing the foot coming off the pedal in the second. You started seeing just them starting to come on and us starting to take, give out. Weren't giving as much as we gave in the first. You could see it. It was like the foot was slowly coming off the gas pedal. So you kind of were starting to get concerned in the second. They were starting to come on. Third period, they just came at us. And what gets me, again, we had a lot. I mean, we still could have won this game. There's no doubt in my mind. When you've seen the breakaways by Suzuki, Caulfield, who else was there? Evans, and I think there was someone else. Anyway, there was about 4 or 5 of them, and we just couldn't capitalize on them. He shut us down, and he did a great job of shutting us down on those. I got to say, wow, it was just quite impressive the way he handled those breakaways. Um, very, very impressive. And we those are the type of shots when you get those breakaways. You don't get those all the time, and this would have been ideal time to capitalize. We had to at least bury a couple of those. Um, Easily would have turned the tide of the game a bit. Um, Maybe you go into overtime. I don't know. But anyway, you just seen again pedals coming off. The foot's coming off the pedal just a bit in the second. And the third period, we really take the foot off the pedal. Other than we did have those, like I said, those breakaways. We just didn't capitalize. But Thompson was the difference. And you can almost see, and it's weird, when you look at Monty, you can almost tell if he's going to outdo the old other, stand out beyond. I mean, yes, he faced more shots, no doubt about it. But you can almost see in his demeanor whether he's going to be able to match the other end's goaltender, and you just got this feeling that he was being outmatched in this game. However, they did bring on more shots, no doubt. And Montreal, again, they start getting into when they stop putting their foot on and the effort level goes down. Um, they get sloppy in their own end. And I find, it's really strange in some areas, like penalty killing, like there's areas Matheson looked good, but then there's areas where he cannot take the man out from in front of the net. That's one of his weaknesses. I even think Savard has an issue with that too, believe it or not. Savard's biggest strength is blocking shots, to be quite frank. And I honestly thought, for me, I felt like um, Hudson, Jackeye, and Struble had half decent games. I felt as Gooley, Matheson, and Savard, there were ups and downs in their games. There were errors. Let's just put it that way. So I really thought the youngsters um, did half decent. They had a stronger game than the 3 that we normally expect. Well, we expect two of them for sure. Sorry, out of the three, and that being Matheson and Gooley. It is what it is, but it's also probably because they're on the ice that much more. But again, good to see Newhook score. He had a better game than he usually does, but I'll tell you what, just because a guy scores, here we go. We see Monty get the shutout, and I said people are going to blow his tires. We had a good, strong game collectively as a team, and I wouldn't go burning, blowing him up. It was just a good, solid team effort. Yes, he played well in the previous game. But this is what happens with Montreal fans are very fickle and overblow things. And it blows my mind. Can we stay even keel and say, okay, that was a good, respectable game? It wasn't outstanding by the goaltender, like to an extreme. It was a good game. But we get carried away. And then what now? Alex Newhook gets a goal. So what are we going to say? Oh, Alex Newhook was phenomenal. Alex had a better game than he usually has. Again, he still doesn't impress me. His battles on the board, just because he scores a goal, he did play better, but he loses his battles on the boards. It doesn't do it for me. I cannot, and I see the effort that comes out of Caulfield and Suzuki, and they win some battles, and they're fighting like dogs to get it. And Alex goes in on the boards. We're going to lose the battle on the boards. You automatically know it. He may be lucky enough to come out with the puck once out of 10 times, once, and because the majority of the time, you can guarantee if he's on the boards, he doesn't like the physicality of it. It was funny to watch him try to throw a hit, and you could see it was just a little bump, but to him that was like a Marty McSorley hit, but it was yet just a little bump. But this guy does not like the physicality of it. Glad that he scored. Put him back in his place on the third line where he belongs, because that's as high as he belongs. I mean, I know we're in a situation where you're plugging a hole because you're trying to toy with that second line. Well, that second line it's okay. There's slight improvements, slight, nowhere's near enough for me with Doc and Slav. For me, I'm not impressed. I don't know. I know Slav got a little more physical. I found he was better in the game previous to this, and I even found Doc was better in the previous game. But I didn't totally like their game last night. I liked Patrick's line. He gave away. He seemed to carry that line, no doubt. Um, but I don't know. I don't know what it's going to take to get through to these guys. That you got to move your feet, and why they both hit way more when they were at their successful points in their game. And it's clear. Go to the freaking video, and you guys can clue in. Like, I mean, Doc would bring it now. Doc's got an excuse compared to anybody on the team for that entire year, but I'm going to tell you, it's getting hard to watch. It really is. I find waiting for these guys to come out of their funk is it's really hard to watch. And Slav, I don't know why he will not bring. Yes, he's brought a few hits in, and that's good. It's an improvement. But this foot moving thing is driving me bananas. This gliding in his own end is driving me bananas. Same thing with Doc. Doc was way better in his own end before the injury. Slav was average in his own end, but when he brought his physicality and moved his feet, he was 100% better. We know that. We know what these guys got. Getting them to come out of their funk it's hard to watch. And I know we got to be patient, but I don't know what it's going to take. I guess I just don't understand when I see these two, and then I see Alex Newhook, who barely gives you enough effort and is rewarded, which baffles my mind. Oh, okay, scores once in what, 7, 9 games? Give me a break, come on, or 6 games, whatever. But he's nowhere near. I think he's had 1 to 2 games this year that he had good games, not up to standard, and he was over. When they made that trade, we know we lost on it, so we give that. It's not to say he's just totally lost cause. He's just at best a bottom six player, and Montreal's got to put him where he belongs. I know we got a problem right now. That's why we do need a forward. Like I know it's wishful thinking. I know knowing that New York had Kreider, they were shopping him. Man, if we could get Chris Kreider, I know. Only problem with that, like I mean, even the Trouba trade though, seeing how like Anaheim didn't give up a whole lot to get him. That's why it makes me wonder: could we pull off something like that to get Kreider? I'd take on his salary. He's a veteran, brings it, gives you the physicality that we're lacking. Because this team is one thing I'll say, but I like what the physicality. I'm really liking Jackeye and Strubal's physicality. They're starting to bring it more often. They're starting to get more consistent. They're starting to, they're playing positionally better. Like Jackeye's games come quite a ways since when we thought he should be in Laval, but he's come quite a ways. And even Struble, starting to bring that physicality that we've been waiting for more often. So, I love what these two are doing now. Their game is improving, those two. I'm concerned about Gooley on the blue line. I just, and I again, maybe it's because he's always going up against the first line. And Matheson, I don't know what's wrong with him. He has areas that are strong, as we know, and then he has areas that he just totally craps the bed. So I don't know. And then, unfortunately for Savard, I mean, he's been getting a little more gritty lately and mixing it up, but his foot speed is just it's beyond. So when trade deadline comes, you got to move on. He hurts you in that area, and I like what Hudson's doing. Um, for a small guy, yeah, he get. The only thing I don't like is he gets caught sometimes, but so does Matheson when on the offensive side of thing. They both kind of do that. So that's something I do think that Hudson's got to work on, not getting caught when he pinches in. And then we end up with an odd man. That's the only area that really bothers me. He does quite well. A lot better in his own end than I thought he was going to be. I'm quite impressed with Hudson. I love what he's bringing to the power play. Um, but for whatever reason, I'm not sure Matheson. I don't know. There's ups. We all knew there were weaknesses to his game. We've seen it defensively last year, but it's a shame. Um, for two veterans with him and Savard, why these guys cannot tie people up is in front of the net or remove them is beyond me. That's something that is really lacking in both of their games, and I see this continually, and I think it's more so on those two, but I see it with the others too at times, and Gooley being one of them that stands out too. They got to stop. I don't give a crap about the bull crap about this. Them trying to adjust to who they're tracking. When you're in front of a guy and you know there's a guy behind you in front of your goaltender, there's no way he should be behind you as a defenseman. Get your ass in front of your goalie and clear him the hell out. You don't go up so that you leave him free if a rebound comes and he's got all the time in the world to cash in on a rebound. These guys are not playing the front of the net very well in that area. That's got to clean up. That is really got to clean up because I don't understand our defensive thinking. And it kind of wears on all of them at times. But one thing I can say is you get more physicality out of Struble and Jackeye. At least you see Jackeye attempting hammering the guy. You'll see Struble tying up the stick. Um, in that regard, Lane Hudson for a small guy does pretty darn good overall for being a small fella. It's hard to go up against those big fellas, but he does pretty good. But like I say, Matheson, Gooley, uh, Savard. There's no reason these guys can't stay. What is it when you leave these guys? I don't know. I watch the Habs continually, and I continually see this happening right through the game continually. It happens more than it doesn't happen. You know what I'm saying? It's happening more often when those guys are playing the D and the opposition is setting up the play. How are you going to let your guy behind you free in front of your goalie? I don't understand. I played defense as well. Like, yes, forward was my first position, but there were times I had to play defense in games if we had defensemen down because I could do that. I don't understand, and I've coached it. I don't understand how they're missing that in their assignment. Is this part of how they're being coached? Because if it is, there's something wrong. And I'm going to tell you something. Here's my opinion. I told you I'm not impressed with our defensive coaching with overall. Luke Richardson's available. I would gladly bring Luke Richardson back in as the defense coach over Robitaille. That's just me putting it out there. Probably not going to happen. But I can't believe he took the heat in Chicago for what was going on there. For really, that's more of the way they're building that team, and he takes the coach always gets burned. But anyway, with that being said, it wasn't an outrageously bad game, but we blew it. We did blow it. We took the foot off the gas. You could see it just bit by bit, momentum shifting from the second period on. It was starting to shift, and the Habs were starting to get a little too comfy. However, I do know, and I know they tried, but man, they got to work on practice capitalizing on breakaway shots because they clearly could have taken this game or been in control of this game had they cashed in at least on a couple of them. So anyway, with that being said, but way to go, Thompson. And I'll tell you right now, I'm not sure if Team Canada might want to look at themselves and go, did we really pick Monty over Thompson? That's just my thought. Anyway, not a bad game. They tried. They had effort, but I like I say, for me, yes, Newhook he scored, and there was a little bit more effort, but he loses his battles 9 out of 10 on the boards and causes situations coming back the other way. And you watch him in our own end as well. He's just the physical part of it. I've seen him make some errors, and I mean I put that also on Slav and Doc. Those three, yeah, I'm having issues with. Those three guys are really driving me because we know there's way more with Slav and Doc. Doc, I just don't know how long it's going to take. But Slav, come on. There's no reason for this. And Newhook. Newhook is Newhook. He's just in on a line he shouldn't be. He's in a chair he shouldn't be in. Let's just put it that way. But physicality, this team has got to get way, way, way grittier and nastier and tougher. The physicality is not enough. Like I say, Galley, Heineman, Evans, even Armia bring it way, and Andy. Andy brought it last night. Anderson had a good game. So with that being said, the rest this is, there's issues, a lot to be fixed. I mean, yes, at least we were in it, um, but you can't have those letdowns the way we let up, get into a bit of penalty trouble, and the confusion. It's just the assignments of veteran defensemen really bothers me that they make errors that shouldn't be there. Anyway, that being said, thank you for watching. Look out because we see Anaheim, who's a good young team, and that move of going to get Truba. I think that's a smart move, to tell you the truth, for them. Um, like I say, I don't know if we could make a reasonable deal for Kreider. I would. We need some toughness added. There's no end ifs and buts about that. When it's going to get done, that's a question mark. Thank you for watching. You've seen it here, the center heist, where the puck drops first. Stay tuned, and Monday night we'll have a review of the Anaheim game. Sorry I had to just go over a few of what I'm seeing with individuals. Thanks for watching. Hit the likes, subscribe, and share. God bless.